Hi, I'm Rain Tune, and yes, I'm not dead. Now let me take you back to 2008. Benton Classic was ending, The Simpsons reached the 20th season, and YouTube was on the rise.
No, I said steamed hams.
And what was Cartoon Network doing during this time? Well, they're doing their fall era bumpers, as well as cutting out of Jimmy's head, first of the many live-action shows. But after the fall, CNN was ready for a new long-lasting era for their cartoons. Now, CNN has had plenty of eras, with the most notable being the Checkerboard era, the CN City era, the Checkered era, and the topic of this video, the noods, or toonix, depending on where you live. The noods are based off a toy called a mummy, made by Kidrobot, and after getting a not-so-slight redesign, they debuted on July 13, 2008. But why go the vinyl figure route? And what happened to the noods? Well, let's find out.
Coming up next is Ben 10.
Around this time, vinyl figures were becoming very popular thanks to companies like Funko and, well, Kidrobot. I'm shocked that we never get any retail figures of these. And I say retail because some were actually made, but they were only from Benton Alien Force, Chowder, and Flapjack. But I guess these are just made for promotion. In most of the bumpers, the noods can do a variety of different things, like falling, throwing orbs, or just dancing. Some are bumpers that are recycled, and some are show-specific bumpers. And speaking of show-specific, for the first few of the bumpers, the voice work was done by Craig Sipes.
Tom and Jerry are coming up next.
But from 2008 onward, the work was done by Will Arnett.
Coming up next, it's the premiere of Goosebumps. Welcome to Dead House on Cartoon Network.
And they both did a great job bringing energy into the simple up next bumpers. And even movies got bumpers, though they aren't sure the same clipboard nude. And going back and rewatching these made me remember how much variety Cartoon Network kind of used to have. And while not every show was a masterpiece, it was nice to know that the next show could be anything, unless you check the channel guide.
Up next, it's Teen Titans on Cartoon Network.
Like with most old network bumpers, many have become lost over the years. While we have most of them preserved, many have become permanently lost, only available in low quality, or aren't even confirmed to exist. And to make things harder for those searching for the bumpers, there are plenty of fan-made bumpers, and while some are pretty easy to spot, others can be debated, like the ones for the older CN shows, and even Adventure Time. Now you might say, but Aiden, I must have gotten a bumper. Generator Rex and Totally Spies got bumpers, and it looks pretty legit. To that I say, no, I can't hear you, right? And there are 2 points going against it. Point 1, while it did come out during the last few months of the noods, it only got live action bumpers.
What?
And 2, the bumper itself, while it looks good from a glance, when you get a little closer, you can see minor imperfections, like how edgy the ears are. And the voice isn't done by Will Arnett or Craig Sipes.
Coming up next, it's Adventure Time on Cartoon Network.
So yeah, it's probably fake, but I like to believe it's a recreation of the real bumper, and it's a better chance of being real than the other ones. Yeah, like I said a while ago, there's still plenty of real bumpers that are lost, but who knows, maybe one day we can get a noods art book, giving the in-depth look at their history and showing us what noods got bumpers and what didn't. But until that day, at least we have the wiki.
Coming up next, it's Steven Universe on Cartoon Network.
The nude era also had an international counterpart called toonix, which started airing in June-July of 2010. And they had their own noods, which were shorter and had more block-like heads. And while they often shared bumpers with their American counterpart, they also had their own exclusive bumpers and soundtrack. And since it came out a little later, we got bumper shows like Adventure Time, Regular Show, and even Gumball. After a 3-year run, the nude era was unfortunately retired in May of 2010. And what replaced the checkered era bumpers, which I don't hate, I feel they have a lot of style to them, but in my opinion, they're just not as good as the nude bumpers. And while we lost them a decade ago, the noods weren't completely forgotten. There's still a fan base for them, which is a bunch of fan-made bumpers. They made appearance in OKKO's Crossover Nexus, and there's a wiki dedicated to finding lost bumpers, which I'll leave in the description. And despite these bumpers airing years ago, I still think it's great that people still remember and appreciate this old era of Cartoon Network. And to finish off this video in the most epic way possible, I'm going to list every show, movie, or special that got unique up next bumper. Well, let's start. There's going to be a lot to get to. I can't believe I'm doing this. 16. Baby Looney Tunes, Bakugan Battle Boys, Batman the Brave and the Bold, Ben 10 Classic, Ben 10 Alien Force, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, Camp Laszlo, Chaotic, Chowder, Chopsucky Chooks, Codename Kids Next Door, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Ed and Eddie Big Picture Show, Fox's Home for Imaginary Friends, Fox's Home for Imaginary Friends, Destination Imagination, Fox's Movie House of Blues, The Garfield Show, Generator Rex, George of the Jungle, Goosebumps, Dead House, The Grandmaster of the Billy and Mandy, Hot Wheels Battle Force 5, Crypto the Super Dog, The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, It's the Mr. Men Show, My Gym Partner's a Monkey, Naruto, Pokemon Movie 10, The Rise of Darkrai, Pokemon DP Galactic Battle, Pokemon DP Battle Dimensions, Powerpuff Girls, Robot Boy, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? A pup named Scooby-Doo. What's new, Scooby-Doo? Scooby-Doo's Arabian Nights, Scooby-Doo and Alien Invaders. There's so much Scooby-Doo! Scooby-Doo and Monsters of Mexico, Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost, Scooby-Doo Pirates Ahoy, Gossip Witch Saturdays, Skunk Fu, Star Wars The Clone Wars, Stealth, The Superhero Squad Show, Teen Titans, Tom and Jerry Blast Off the Tomorrow, Tom and Jerry Fast and the Furry, Total Drama Island, Total Drama Action, Totally Spies, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, and Johnny Test. Can't believe it ended off on Johnny Test of all things. Ugh. You thought we were done? Well, no. And guess what? To make this video even longer, I'm going to talk about all the movies that use the clipboard nudes. Kill me. Don't worry, this won't be nearly as long. Okay, let's do this one more time. Avengers Babysitting, Batman Mystery to Batwoman, Jasper Scary School, Garfield Fun Fest, Garfield Gets Real, Home Alone 3, Open Season, Story Godmother 2, Scooby-Doo, Mystery Begins, and Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo. See, I told you it wouldn't be nearly as long. Finally, we're done. Sorry if this part went on for a little too long, but I thought it was necessary, for some reason. And if I missed any, tell me in the comments. Anyway, I've been eating the tune, and that's all, folks. At least until next time.